Alien Collective 1. Resistance. Destruction, annihilation, pain, sorrow. The images flooded Charles' brain. A large green planet filled with amazing creatures, destroyed when an experiment set its entire atmosphere on fire. Images of another world, one with advanced civilizations living beneath violet seas. The ocean was their home, their livelihood, and ultimately their power source. Coral released clouds of seemingly harmless gases. The gases became the main food source for tiny organisms few had studied. By the time the inhabitants discovered that the food was changed, returning the water toxic, it was too late. A planet buried in trash, another wiped out by disease. Wars, famine, centuries of destruction play out again and again in the childless mind, like a horrifying movie. How would the aliens do this to her? The pain was horrible and didn't seem to end. To her, aliens' message was clear: submit and change or die. 2 days later, Charlotte was stuffing her pack with supplies for the rest on the ship. This was the resistance called the Sterilizations and Re-Education Center. The effort involved in many resistance cells around the world, tackling the resistance structures at the same time. This was the first time the resistance was attempting an attack of this scale. Charlotte wouldn't miss it for anything, even if her father refused to let her the compound. It's my responsibility to keep you safe, he had argued. You're not going. It took less than a minute to pry her bedroom window open. She bypassed the security system with a paperclip and some gum. Once outside, she crept low across the dark lawn. Her father would be in Mr. Morrison's basement, a bomb shelter built in 1950s. He would be watching live video of the raid, looking for moments of heroism to use later. Charlotte was only 15, but she had big dreams. One day she would, in one of her father's videos for heroism, would convince people to fight the alien invasion. She hopped over the cold, creaky gate before sprinting down the alley to a meeting point behind a dumpster. Sam was nowhere to be seen, and for a moment Charlotte feared the worst. Seconds later, however, he came tearing around the corner, skidding into the darkness and behind the dumpster. "Took you long enough," Charlotte whispered. "I had waited until Mom was glued to a TV show," Sam grumbled. "It was starting to think maybe you chickened out." Charlotte gave Sam a playful push. "We need to move or we'll miss everything," Sam urged. "The strike force is leaving through the east gate, but the backup force is going out the north gate. If we stay up with backup force, I don't think anyone will notice us." Sam's dad was a leader in the resistance army. He was in the Mr. Morrison basement too, most likely giving comments. Charlotte nodded, and Sam set off in the street, trying to keep the shadows. Charlotte took a deep breath and followed him. "I'm sorry, Charlotte," Hurtina mimed. It wasn't her voice, though, or one she recognized. She opened her eyes and blinked. Her hands throbbed before her brain was burst out of her skull. She was on the bed in a smoke-clean room. A glowing ball near her ceiling provided a bright but pleasant light. "I know you're in a great deal of pain, but first Ventura was a success." The voice came again, but this time she could somehow tell it was coming from her right. Turning her head was painful. "You are now particularly connected to the collective link." Standing near the bed was some kind of lizard person who watched her with a slightly tilted. It wore a long, bright red robe with a small globe bubble. Lizard person, it's close enough, the voice said, or even lizard man. Since I'm a male, given your experience, I can understand the comparison. What's happening? Charlotte croaked. Her throat was painfully dry. How are you taking in my hand? The collective link has many uses, the creature said. Specials from Specials from all over the galaxy are part of the collective. It would be impossible for all of us to communicate with sound. The original races developed the link as a way to translate meaning. The explanation was thumped into Charlotte's mind all at once. The explanation was thumped into Charlotte's mind all at once, and it took a moment to sort it out. Painfully, she realized that if she was talking with an alien, they must capture her. She tried to sit up, but her arms and legs were strapped into the bed. Somehow she couldn't lift more than a few inches. The pain in her head was so bad when she did all the moves, she quickly gave up. The alien ignored her struggle and kept talking in her head. The tone was almost like someone talking to a small child. In the simple terms, I said my intended meaning to you over the link. The links translate my message into something you understand. Usually, it comes full as word, but it also comes full as text, images, or even emotions. So you can read my mind, Charlie asked. Not really, I only receive message you wanted to say to me, or that all sent out to anyone who listening. It takes some time to get used to it. How rude of me. I'm Charles' mind was filled with series of hisses. What? And gurgles. The link doesn't do well with names. And if you like, you can give up a name of your own. Though doing it so isn't so necessary. You simply need to think of me. The creature's face reminded her of Archie, the lizard's third-grade best kept as a pet. It had been taught to take it home and care for her over one weekend. She accidentally forgot it in the backseat of a desk SUV, and it froze to death. Her death made by a glass new lizard with allowance savings. The alien looked shocked. She has apparently said the entire memory over the lake. Charles smiled. At some moment, she heard the creature's inner voice smile. Artie is a fine name. It's good that you were able to remember that moment. After the lake is installed, the mind had to rewrite itself. Charles tried to pick up all the memories. Everything before a few moments ago was a blur mixed together with the horrible images of destruction and suffering. She tried to piece together what she could. She remembered her father, beast of life before the invasion, the resistance, compelled, gunshot. The one consistent was intense hate of the invaders, the collective. Don't worry, Artie said. The first worst news is always the worst. The second will be much easier. It will make sense in time. Sneaking through the north gate was easy. Charlotte and Sam simply put the hood on their sweatshirt and walked out. Anyone watching likely would thought they were just another pair of fighters. Once outside, they stayed a little off the road as they followed the back four and wanted to see the attack with their own eyes. But neither of them has a weapon. Charlotte and Sam stayed silent as they walked, carefully not to draw anyone's attention. Charlotte's mind wandered to the time before her aliens invaded. She had been a normal teenager going to school, playing volleyball with friends, eating fast food, and she wished she had appreciated more at the time. How could she have known alien ship would appear in the sky on her 50th birthday? The alien had used their blue beams to disable all nuclear weapons, power, and other communities around the world. Her father said that it was the first attack, a warning shot to show how easily they could destroy the world. Soon afterward, the world governments began collaborating with the invader. They said they were forming a partnership that would make humans one of the great civilizations of the galaxy. The aliens provided free energy sources in the form of egg-shaped generators, though only a size of a small core. Each one could somehow power an entire city without any fuel. In exchange, governments began building in the sterilizations and re-education centers in cities around the world. All humans were expected to report and register all of them. The government also required people to do the reconstruction work, planting trees and cleaning up landfill, and doing all the tests. The aliens said the work would return the Earth to balance and a healthy ecosystem. Charlotte then started trying to convince people that the aliens were really preparing the Earth for colonization. His material claimed that there was sinister motive behind aliens' action. First, they made humanity dependent upon free energy. Then they used sterilization to reduce the human population to a more manageable size. Re-education was a way to make people accept the aliens' eventual rule. According to Charles Dent, the aliens were playing a long game. In time, they would be able to simply take over the planet without a fight, and be able to he said the human race need to fight them while they still could. That was the beginning of the resistance. Eventually, her dad moved the family into a compound in the middle of nowhere. It was filled with hastily built houses powered by unreliable generator, but people lived free from alien control. Sam suddenly stopped and crouched down, waiting for her to stop as well. She halted, waiting something to happen. When nothing did, she carefully towed until she knelt beside him. There, a ways beyond the edge of the tree, stood the street. It was like a mirror tower, reflecting the lights of the city behind it. Suddenly, an explosion erupted against the shield on the south side of the tower. It filled the night with a bright blue light. The attack had begun. Charlotte breathed in and out of sleep. Being awake meant an intense headache. Sleep meant nightmare of planet after planet, civilization after civilization being destroyed. This some of the sort of torture, isn't it? She asked Ottie when she saw him in the next day. Why did you think that? Ottie replied. Because my dad, he's important. I remember he's important to the resistance. Good. Your memory are returning. What else do you remember? Charlotte glared at him, project an image of a locked vault. You're making a very good progress with the lake. On his smile, the way his scale lips turned up made his face more scary than kind. No, we're not torturing you. The pain will end soon. Your brain is processing the collective experience, or at least part of it. It's an incredible amount of information. I understand what you try to do, but your face won't get me to help you. Charles said, there is a threat, but not in the way you think, I assure you. We pose no danger to humans or Earth. In fact, the opposite is true. We're trying to save you from yourself. I don't believe you. Just trying to brainwash me to betray my species like the others. It won't work. I know you really are invaders, conquerors, colonizers. I see you remember some of the resistant labor. Your recovery is going well. We should be able uh, to perform the second burial soon. Charlotte tried to jump off her bed, but her bone held. She struggled with all her strength, and when they didn't give, she spit at her captor. Auntie simply nodded and left the room. The first explosion, the real attack began. Bullets and grenades struck the field in the dazzling blue light. The main force is fire on the south side of the tower. A small team of 5 from the Black Force approached the north side. Though they carried weapons, they didn't fire. Instead, they snuck up to the tower. Then, one by one, with a flash of blue light, they passed through the shield and onto the ground. "We can get in there," Charlotte gasped. Before Sam could reply, she sprinted across the open area. She kept close to the ground, heading toward the point where the soldier had passed through the shield. She reached the shield at a full run, expecting to pass it through as they had. Instead, she felt like a flash of pain, a tingling sensation all over her body. Everything went dark.
Good job! You go! A perfect score!